Now in the studio with me, we have James Bruner, heading out across the UK, a brand new single, and very kindly dropping in to say hello. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, good here. Now, what did we tell you about leaning into the microphone before?
To not do.
Don't do that. You can't take some Americans anywhere.
Yeah.
So we've got the hint of the accent. Tell us a bit about where you're actually from.
I am from Springfield, Illinois, originally, and I've been living in Nashville, Tennessee for about 5 years.
And obviously Nashville's got its musical history. Were you musically inspired before you got there, or is it something you did when you arrived?
I have been there about 5 years, and I think that I've been musically inspired a long time before that. I've been performing since I was around 15. I was in a band called Unchained. We were doing covers of Metallica, Zeppelin, Ozzy, and Black Sabbath. So I've always
basically Midlands music. You were apart from you were ripping off the likes of Led Zeppelin.
I was ripping them off left and right.
Yeah,
I was giving them a run for the money in a driveway parking lot in a garage. Yes. Garage band. Yeah,
well, I mean, Led Zeppelin, Rob Plant's still local, so he's hanging out.
I'm
around
just waiting
here.
for him to pop in any second.
I can give him a call if you... No, we won't do that.
We shouldn't bother him.
No, we'll leave him to it for today. But so those are your influences, and is that drawn into the music that you're writing? Or?
No, it's so fun. No is the answer. I was doing those covers. Everyone was liking them. I'd say the biggest inspirations for me, I like bands like Arctic Monkeys. I even like Måneskin from Rome. I'd say a lot of like the alt rock, alt pop stuff is more of my speed and influence right there.
But you're not so much an Avril Lavigne or a Taylor Swift fan.
I mean, I admire them. I mean, we don't even know if Avril Lavigne is still alive, right? That theory about that.
There's always a question.
Yeah, that someone took her place.
They did that with the Beatles as well. It's all the big names in music that this could happen to. One day that could happen to you. Someone will claim.
I'm going to be the next Billy Shears.
Yeah.
Do I want that?
Well, let's stick with today for now. And you've got a tour ongoing, as we say. And I think you flew in earlier this week. And
yes,
the rock and roll lifestyle kicks in from there. How this way round, jet lag?
It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think, like, I slept great last night. Slept great on the plane. I can't complain too much, though. I mean, last time I did come here, I did have the jet lag. And it was pretty heavy. And, yeah, it was hard to get over. But I'm fine now.
Okay, that's good. So it means the music you're going to perform for us in the studio will be fine. Before we do any of that, though, we're going to take a listen to the single so get everyone a flavour of what's going on. So tell us about the track.
The track is called When I'm Down. I wrote it in the summer of 2020. Basically, my first romance, first heartbreak, fell head over heels in love with a girl. That's how the story goes. And found out she was cheating on me, which, hit me like a ton of bricks, knocked me down a few steps. And the song is kind of, my grieving process and response to the events that were happening.
And obviously, it's great to have something to write about, but not great to have something to write about.
I mean, yeah, you nailed it right there. I mean, sometimes it's easier to write when I am feeling sad. Sometimes it's easier to write when I'm grieving, when I'm, when I've got a knife in my heart. It's definitely a bit easier. So I find a lot of people, like sometimes myself and a lot of other artists that I know, they don't get as much great material as when they're just happy and on cloud nine, I guess, which is interesting. But I love it.
Well, we'll listen to you at your worst. This is When I'm Down, James Bruner here on 101.8 WCR FM.
When I'm down, you leave me there, and I want to stand, but you're making me crazy. When I'm down,
James Bruner with When I Am Down is hopefully not quite so maudlin just at the moment. He's here with us in the studio. And you're heading out and sharing your music across the globe is pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's man, it is a trip. I'm very thankful to be living the life that I do. My first time touring was with Barnes Courtney in fall of 2023, so like literally last year. And it was an absolute blast. We played with Barnes. We played with the other support bands, Yannicka and Ramona Flowers. And first time I came to Europe and the UK was this past summer, touring again with an artist named William Fitzsimmons. And now I'm back. And man, it is fun to sail the van around the country.
So this, I mean, you've actually got. Are they giving you a camper van to work with this? Is that the whole style that you're going for?
Sprinter vans has been the.
Oh, so it's actual truck vans rather. You're not getting comfy seats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I get my bunk in the back. It's just I like the seats, and then I push all my jackets into the corner. I just lay against it.
And that's the best you can hope for.
Oh yeah, I sleep like a baby in there. Yeah.
So when you're travelling across Europe, I mean, how do you feel the music scene over here differs from what you used to in Illinois or Tennessee?
And sometimes I don't feel like it does. This is the stuff I listen to. I love Oasis. I've grown up on Pink Floyd. Mm-hmm. Love the Stones are like my favorite band ever. But yeah, for the most part, it feels great. It feels great to be amongst the people that are playing the music I love so dearly.
But living in Nashville as well, though, I suppose you're in a music city, and we've got the cities which have become renowned for different bits of music over time in the UK, and like Liverpool with the Beatles and everything else.
Of course.
Manchester has its own scene. Wolverhampton and the Midlands, we've got the likes of Slade. We've already mentioned the wonderful work that's done by Led Zeppelin and the like.
Yeah.
But then I mean the London music scene's always been very different, and okay, we've had Blur down there, but I think it's interesting to see in such a small country as ours the variation of music. But how does that compare to, do you think, to the US?
I mean, it's definitely a trip. I mean, Nashville, a lot of people think that it's just country. A lot of people think that's it's cowboy boots, cowboy hat, and
but your shirt follows that theme.
I mean,
that looks like something that
I was going for more like Keith Richards. But
okay, right.
But yeah, cheetah print, more like snakeskin is kind of more, I guess, what you're getting in Nashville. But I think like the music scene, especially in Nashville, it's not just country. It's there's so many different genres. There's punk, there's alternative rock, there's alternative pop. There's a lot of hip hop in Nashville, which is insane, and I've noticed like the same with New York and LA, and all these other kind of subgenres are coming up out of nowhere. I think it's awesome. Yeah.
And when it comes to playing, how does it work for you on the road? I know you've got Zach here with you. Say hello, Zach.
Howdy.
There we go. He's over in the corner. He has a guitar. He knows what to do with that as well, apparently. And you left him as your guitar stand at the minute.
Yes.
But when you're playing, I mean, is it normally two guitars out on the road and that sort of relaxed acoustic sound, or do you prefer maybe something with a bit of orchestra in there too?
It has been two guitars on the road before. Me and Zach toured with William Fitzsimmons in Europe and the UK and in this past summer, but for the most part, it's full band on tour. I love it full band so much. I like to jump down in the barricade, get sweaty, scream in the audience's faces at the end of my sets. I love the full band rock show. It's I'll chase it forever. I love it.
Okay, well, you've got the guitars. Let's have a little listen to something live now.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do for us?
I will be doing, let's do a song called Bad News.
Okay. All yours. Take it away.
Yes. She's a dynamite gal in every shape or form. She's had blood on her hands since the day she was born. Yeah, she takes what she wants, and I've got what I need. If she's the bad news, then what does that make me? It's a tough break for a long day, but the sun sets no matter what I say. 5 o'clock news, caught me down on the strip with a woman on my mind and a gun on my hip. I've seen cherries and berries, felt the rush of the wind, but nothing beats the taste of her tongue on my lips. Yeah, the ball is in her court, she's gotta make it move on. I'm still on the run, I'm gonna pay my dues. Looking at my wrist, I'm running out the clock. Pay no mind, light one up, this train ain't gonna stop. It's a tough break for a long day, but the sun sets no matter what I say. 5 o'clock news got me down on the strip, with a woman on my mind and a gun on my hip. I've seen cherries and berries, felt the rush of the wind, but nothing beats the taste of her tongue on my lips, yeah. 5 o'clock news got me down on the strip, with a woman on my mind and a gun on my hip. I've seen cherries and berries, felt the rush of the wind, but nothing beats the taste of her tongue on my lips. Oh, oh, oh.
I really kind of feel we ought to whoop and holler at this point, but there's not quite enough of us in the studio to do that properly. I'll offer a round of applause. Very much.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, James, sounding fantastic, loving that, brilliant music. We'll get you back in a short while's time, but for those who may be disappearing, give us all your socials and stuff now.
Yeah, James_Bruner on Instagram. I'm pretty active on there. I've got a website as well, jameshbruner.com, and you can find me on TikTok as well, James Bruner.
And when you are sort of put under these circumstances, I mean, we didn't really even do a sound check before you play. No. You're kind of used to doing this sort of stuff, aren't you?
Definitely. Just kind of gunning it. Love it.
But with performing a song that may be known or a song that you've written yourself, I mean, how do you gauge audience reaction between the two? Because there's something, there's a spark of light when they know the track, but equally you must be getting that with your own music as well. They get this tingle that makes them want to keep listening.
Absolutely. Like sometimes I've gone out in the in audiences with like 1,500 people, and I'm looking at their faces and kind of gauging where they're at, and they're into it. And then there's been times where I'm at a show where there's 40 people, and I'm looking at their faces, and different emotions might be happening. It's all just about reading the room, like really getting out there, looking at the fans, seeing what they're feeling, pretty much. I've been in a bunch of different rooms. There was one time I was in a room of 40 people. It might have been less than 40, honestly, but there was like one person in the front row that knew every word to every song, and I was like, "That's." Were
you related to them?
No.
Okay, just checking.
I got the pass there, yeah, which was great. Yeah.
And with when you come to write songs, obviously we talked a bit about the heartache, which helps.
Yeah.
But I mean, where else do you want to go? I mean, what do you want to write for? I mean, is there the urge to be maybe writing something that's a commercial rock anthem, something like that, that's going to have dance floors filled, or is it more about you and your music and seeing what happens and what direction it goes in naturally?
It can go both ways. That there's times where I love to open up about my personal issues. Songwriting is definitely a grieving tool for me. And then there's other times where I just want to make something that feels really good and makes you move. Like, I love an artist by the name of Lenny Kravitz. A lot of his, especially his new album that he put out, there's a song called Human on it, where he's not talking about girls, he's not talking about his luxury life. The chorus is, "I am here to be human," and just talking about how he loves being alive. And I love that kind of thing, just simply existing and being in the moment, like writing about that stuff and just kind of stepping away from all of what people think sometimes.
But do you crave fame and notoriety, or you just want to make good songs?
No,
I like the way you looked across at everybody else,
know.
and they're
What do
thinking
they think
something
of me?
entirely
Yes.
different. Zach, what do you like really?
I think he wants some fame, you
Yeah.
know, but
Just
he's
a
pretty
taste.
humble. He's nice humble.
Just a taste. Sometimes a taste is all you need. You don't need the whole. You don't need the whole bottle of sauce. Sometimes you just need the packet.
and you think that'll do it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So, musically, what are you going to play for us next? Because it's your chance again. We're letting you loose.
Yeah.
What do you want to do now?
I'll play a song called Alibi for you guys.
Tell us a bit about that one.
Yeah, I wrote this in my vocal coach's office, and she sat me down. She goes, she gives me prompts sometimes just to like it with my writing. She'll lay out a scenario and I'll just kind of fill in the cracks. And she said, James, write me this song like you're walking down. We live in Nashville, so there's Broadway there, and it's kind of touristy and honky tonk. And she goes, write me a song like you're walking down Broadway, but not this Broadway. You know, the good Broadway, New York City, the shining lights and everything like that. What are you feeling? And I wrote down the words "feel like lightning." And Alibi kind of took off from there, and it was about basically you are your own alibi. You know, you are. In the chorus of my song, I say, now you're here, don't get too bored, don't let it go unknown. It's basically about like, here I am, I'm living in Nashville, I'm writing songs, I'm doing what I love doing, but I can't let this thing go unknown. You know, I can't let myself down. You know, I can't get too bored, and that's pretty much the essence of that song.
Okay, over to you and Zach, and let's see what happens.
Feel like lightning, baby, boy, running through dark alleys. I've got my soul, I've got my boots, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Delicate blossom with her fur coat holding up the street. I'll take some chances on the city for what it gives to me. When the night it comes, honey, hold your tongue. Don't you tell me lies, don't you tell me lies. You ain't got no alibi, you've got a dream and it don't seem right. Fly the coop, ring the bell, walk those streets of this town. You passed up that 9 to 5 for some sleepless nights. Now you're here, don't get too bored, don't let it go unknown. Here at last and yet they crawl all over and close from a town they know. Feel my heart beat out my chest, for what they see is what we wept. I see the light just like the dark, I'll see them laugh and I'll see them fight. I'll take some chances for what it'll give to me. When the night it comes, honey, hold your tongue. Don't you tell me lies, don't you tell me lies. You ain't got no alibi, you've got a dream and it don't seem right. Fly the coop, ring the bell, walk those streets of this town. You passed up that 9 to 5 for some sleepless nights. Now you're here, don't get too bored, don't let it go unknown. Yeah, 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 yeah. Night or day, it's your time to play. See that shattered glass on the floor. Night or day, it's your time to play. You're like shattered glass on the floor. You ain't got no alibi, you've got a dream and it don't seem right. Fly the coop, ring the bell, walk those streets of this town. You passed up that 9 to 5 for some sleepless nights. Now you're here, don't get too bored, don't let it go unknown.
Once again, sounding absolutely phenomenal. Thank you for
Thank
playing
you.
that live. And I think it comes across even more importantly when you can actually see the person playing it as well. I mean, pre-recorded music, absolutely fantastic. Music videos have sort of made a difference. But when you're actually there, and particularly when you're in the room with someone who's performing, I mean, it just absolutely sparkles. So is that on any of your current releases?
It's out everywhere right now. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, you name it. Yeah.
Okay. Give us all the details on how they find you.
Yeah. You can find me on Spotify. My link tree is in my Instagram. You can click that, and all the links to my songs will be there. I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Tidal. I know this guy uses Tidal. So for anyone that's still using Tidal, my song is there.
Okay, so it's similar as that. And Zach, I mean, what is he like to work with?
I think he's great, very laid back. He lets everyone have their influence on it, and we come to our decisions mutually, great boss. I'll tell you that.
Okay, that's the way we like it.
Too kind.
So with James Bruner in the studio, it'd be wrong not to make him work hard and do a third live track before we let him go back out into the wild.
Yes.
And what does that wild hold for you for the rest of your trip over here? Because you're here for quite a while, aren't you?
I'm here for a bit, you know. I'm hanging around you beautiful people at these radio stations. I'm playing songs, and then at the end of this month, I'll be touring with the Struts and Barnes Courtney on their co-headlining tour. It's called the Grand Union Tour. And yours truly, James Bruner, will be the support on that tour. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of loud music.
Yeah, but supporters are important for bands. I mean, not so much even when you're upcoming. I mean, you can be an established act and be a support. It's actually being part of that bill that's important.
Absolutely.
And I think it's sort of curating the right feel for a whole night.
Yeah.
And you put the wrong support in, you've got a bad night. So obviously everyone's going to be into good things on this tour.
Absolutely. So much. I'm really looking forward to it. You know, it's going to start in the UK and end in Europe. And some of these places I have not been to before. I know we're going to Poland. I've never been there. I'm very, very interested in it. Yeah, it's going to be a grand old fun time.
Well, I know you're playing in Birmingham, aren't you?
Yeah, we're playing in Birmingham. Where are we playing in Birmingham? What's the venue name? Institute.
Right, there we go. The Institute in Birmingham. How do we get tickets?
Online.
Okay. Do you know that? The web? Should we just Google it?
Yeah, that's the best one.
Okay, we'll Google the Struts and with James Bruner support. And so it's coming in Brum. And do you know what date that one is?
2nd of October.
2nd of October. You say doing well here. I love it when we get cues from the back of the studio. Yeah. So that's going to be worth getting along to. But I mean, when you're headlining, which won't be far off, but I mean, the US, obviously, you do that anyway. But where are you looking for support from? Who would you want to play support for you? And it can be anybody. I mean, go as big as you want.
Man, there's Bono's kid has this band called Inhaler. Oh man, they're so good. I think they're actually my dream support, and they'd really give me a run for my money. There's a band based out of Belgium called Caesar's Palace, and they put on one of the coolest shows I've ever seen in my life. We played in Supersonic, the Supersonic Records in Paris. And we went next door because it's like it's one of those venues that's got like a small stage and a big stage. We go to the big stage next door after, we played as a 2-piece acoustic. And this punk band was one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. And they're this band called Caesar's Palace. I think my dying wish is to actually play a show with them. So that'd be pretty cool.
Okay, well, that is hopefully not going to happen for a good while yet. Meanwhile, what are you going to do for us as a third live acoustic?
Yeah, I'm going to play a song called "Wait for You." It's not what you think it is, just what it's got to be. No idea, not a thought inside that it brought you to your knees. You can stay inside all day, you can walk a straight fine line. All I ask from God is that He shows me the light. But I will wait for you till the end of the day, till the end of the night, till the end of the fight. And I will stay with you when the deed is done, when you're not having fun, where there's nowhere left to run. I will wait for you. 'Cause it's a dangerous game that you play, yet I have to tell you twice. And I'm not a saint, no one is. You can come on home when it's all too much, to the room where you lay. Again and again, while your heart betrays. But I will wait for you till the end of the day, till the end of the night, till the end of the fight. And I will stay with you when the deed is done, when you're not having fun, where there's nowhere left to run, I will wait for you, yeah. Oh, oh, oh,
Now that one didn't I expected it to be fair. As long as it's what you were expecting, that's
yeah.
good. But that's an interesting way out of a song.
yeah.
Different.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Thank you.
I'm loving all the music, which is fantastic. And when you get to tour, you get to share it with a load of new people and people who didn't know they were going to love you either, which is again another good part of this. So I mean, what happens now? Is there merch? What do people do? I mean,
Yeah, there is merch. So like, I love to
is
go
it
out.
all leopard skin print? Or
I
cheetah
wish,
print?
wouldn't that be awesome? They're like, absolutely not. No, I love leopard skin. Our merch will be at the merch table right after, and I love to go out and hang out and talk to fans, sign whatever they want, catch up. Yeah, I'll be at the merch table selling it myself.
Okay, so that's what we're looking for. 2nd October in Brum at the Institute, as you're supporting down there. And one last time, give us all the details on the socials and et cetera, et cetera.
I'm on Instagram, James_Bruner. My website is jameshbruner.com. You can find me on there. You can find all my shows, my music, and whatnot. And I'm on TikTok as well. I think it's it's James Bruner 6 because someone stole James Bruner. How dare they?
Well, sounds like 5 others did as well, to be fair. It's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
It's a hard life.
Well, they'll provide you a free blue tick at some point, I'm absolutely sure. Thank you for coming in, and to the rest of the gang. Zach, thank you to you, and the rest of the entourage who make all this sort of stuff happen. It's been good to have you along, and we're looking forward to seeing your name in lights in more ways than one in the not-too-distant future.
Absolutely. Thank you.